Good afternoon. Today we're going to look at a problem that you will be delivering across your year levels of grade 3-4. We're going to look at it together and find out a way that we can work it out. You may adjust it for your children accordingly and do whatever you think will work best for your children as you know them best. The problem that we are going to be looking at today is Brook, and the problem is as follows. It's broken down into two parts. Firstly, Brooke is a detective and she's looking for a number. She found a 2-digit number less than 50. The sum of its 2 digits was 12. The difference was 6. What number did Brooke find? And secondly, the second part is Brooke found a 2-digit even number. One of its digits was half the other. The number was greater than 50. What number did she find? So if we look at this problem and break it down for the children, what we know is that she's found a 2-digit number that is less than 50. The sum of its 2 digits is 12 and their difference is 6. So taking that into account, we know that children need to have an understanding of place value. They need to be able to have number knowledge up to 100. They need to know addition. They need to know subtraction. They also can understand chance and have an understanding of algebra. For today, we're going to use algebra. So what we know is that we have 2 digits that are less than 50. When added together, they equal 12. And their difference is 6. So using algebra, the equation that we've come up with is xy less than 50, x plus y equals 12, and x minus y equals 6. So knowing this, we know that x can either be 4, 3, 2, or 1. Using this equation and working backwards, if x equals 4, then looking at the second part of the equation, x plus y equals 12, working backwards, y equals 12 minus 4, which is 8, which would give us a number of xy being 48, as x is 4 and y is 8, so this gives us 48. Yes, this number is less than 50. However, the second part of the equation is that if y minus x equals 6, if you have y being 8 minus 4 equals 4, so therefore the number is not 48. Again, looking at this, if x is 3, then you would have y equals 12 minus 3, which gives you 9. So the number would be x being 3 and y being 9, the number being 39. And if you look at the third part of the equation, y minus x equals 6, so therefore 9 minus 3 equals 6, therefore the number that Brooke found is 39, and this would be the correct answer. Looking at the second part of the problem, we know that Brooke found a 2-digit even number. One of its digits is half the other one, and the number is greater than 50. So again, if we use the same equation, algebra, if we use algebra the same as before, we know that xy is greater than 50. x divided by 2 equals y, and we know that it is an even number. Again, if we have x representing our tens and y equaling our units, we know that x is either 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Now, as we know that when you divide x by 2, it equals a whole number. So we know that you're unable to divide 5 into 2 and get a whole number. You are unable to divide 7 into 2 and get a whole number. And you are unable to divide 9. So therefore, that only leaves us with 6 and 8. If we work backwards like we did before, then we know that y would equal 6 divided by 2, which would give us a number of 3, where x is 3 and y is x is 6 and y is 3, which gives us a number of 63. However, this number is not an even number, so this would not be the correct answer. Therefore, that leaves us with one digit left, being x being 8. So y equals 8 divided by 2, which gives us a number of 4. So therefore, x is 8 and y is 4, gives us a number of 84. This number would be correct as it is an even number. Another way that you could work out both of these problems is you could use a unifix and have the tens and units, and use the tens to represent x and the units to represent y. Another way for your children to solve the problem would be to use 100 squared. For the first half of the equation, your children they would look at the top half of the 100 square, where they know that the number is less than 50, and work their way backwards from there. Or for the second part of the problem, your children would know that the number is greater than 50 and would look at the numbers from there and work their way backwards again using division.